Hello and welcome to another episode of my, well, let it call us travel videos. Today I'm gonna show you how to get from New Jersey, here in Bergen County, to New York City in a mostly fast way, but also a scenic way. And if you're somewhere else in New Jersey, I can only recommend using NJ Transit, public transportation. They are not every time on time. Well, most of the time they're not. But they're just running smooth, quick, and it's not so expensive. Getting here from Bergen County to New York City, Port Authority bus terminal, by bus takes only about 35 minutes. Costs me around $5.15. That's nothing for this. And it goes through one of the tunnels right under the Hudson River. And after the tunnel, right into the Port Authority bus terminal, and you're nearly really in the center of Manhattan then. Right across the street, there's the New York Times building, and it's not that far away to Timesquare. So, to find a bus stop, just have to keep an eye open because the signs are quite small, but they are every now and then on every major street. And don't take the timetable too serious. It doesn't work. It's just a thing, a shot and go. And if there's a bus coming and it's your line or your route, just take it. And otherwise, well, you have to wait. They will arrive, I assure you that. And that's it. So there we have a bus stop. It also says bus stop from the back. And one really cool feature here in New Jersey is that they offer a service where you can send a specific number, the number of the bus stop, right to a short number. So you see it right here. That's the bus stop number, and you just need to use this number from your cell phone, send a short message, and you get back an information when the next buses, the next routes will arrive here. So on the bus I won't film because out of privacy reasons I don't want to intimidate someone. So I'll be back when we're at the Port Authority bus terminal. So, as there's barely someone on the bus, I thought about I could just shoot another video for you, another clip. It's quite short, but I have to admit that I will show you the Port Authority bus terminal on our way back. Because I said I'm going to show you a scenic route. And therefore we're going to Port Imperial, one of the ferry landings here, to go over to West 39th Street, Midtown, by ferry. And riding a bus in the US is not that different like in Europe. As you see, you have stop buttons, but they are only located at the doors. For every other need to stop the bus, you just need to pull on these strings. They are always yellow, and then it will signal the driver that you want to get off the bus. So stay tuned for the ferry. So I just got off the bus. We're now walking to the ferry. This is operated by NY Waterways. They also offer an app like NJ Transit does, and I highly recommend using the NJ Transit app to book tickets for every trip you do. But you could also buy your ticket at the driver directly. Right behind me, that's the station of the Hudson Bergen Light Railway. Never used it. No idea where it's going to. But just to be informed, there's also some sort of a trolley car. Over there, right behind the trees is the ferry terminal. I guess you can't see it. It's too bright over there. And we're going there. What to do is, you could also buy your ticket for the ferry right in the NY Waterways app on your Android smartphone or iPhone. But I'm not using those ferries quite often, so I'm just going for my credit card. And I'll show you how to buy a ticket. So and that's a little bit funny here. You have to go some more steps right behind this pedestrians crossing to push the button to get a green light. Oh, okay, it's not green. You have those orange hands which are showing that you aren't allowed to walk. And if you're allowed to walk, you'll see it. It's not green, it's white. So this looks promising. The cars already have their red signal and we are free to go to the Port Imperial Ferry terminal, Port Imperial Ferry landing. In the background you see Midtown Manhattan. So as you see, that's not that far away. The ferry ride only takes about 10 minutes, including boarding and deboarding. So we now arrived at the ferry terminal. We just buy our ticket and then go right to the slip where the ferry departs. It's like every train station or something like this. You have these new vending machines and all the blue ones. We're going to Midtown. I'm an adult. I want to check out. I like to pay by card. Funny. Here we go. That's our ticket. And now we're going to the slip. And now it's at the ferry terminal again. We are at there's 2 slips here and there are 2 slips over there. Normally the ferry to Midtown goes off this slip here. I think it was 2. But you always have signs everywhere. So yeah, it says to Midtown West 39th Street, slip 2, but there's no ferry yet. So we have to wait. And remember, you're not allowed to smoke here, even if it's just nearly under the sky. You only have this roof above you, but I don't get it. Just obey the rules, because if you don't obey the rules in the US, you're pretty much fucked. Now you can see what I meant with the scenic route. The weather is fantastic. It's the end of October, but it's still kind of warm. The ferry should now soon get away from the pier, and then we are just on our way right across there. Up there. What you can see here is the museum called Intrepid, because it's on a boat, on an aircraft carrier, and you can see also those cruise ships waiting there and their slips, but they've still switched on, there's my finger, their engines. That's unbelievable. It's messing the whole environment up. But it shouldn't be my problem, because I'm not on a cruise ship. I'm just on a ferry. And as you can hear, this also runs on diesel or oil. And it literally stinks a little bit. I'm here on the John Stevens, which is registered in Weehawken, New Jersey, and operated by New York Waterways. New York Waterways offers also a unique way of traveling within the city of New York. They run buses there, which you can board when you arrive in Midtown, and they will bring you, for example, into the financial district or anywhere else. They have several routes running, and yeah, that's it. Now it's time for departure. The ferry just goes backwards and then turns around front, heading to Midtown. Those captains driving those ferries are incredible, and you can see how incredible they are and how incredible they worked if you just Google for the plane crash right here in the Hudson River, right in front of us. It was unbelievable. They responded to a non-existent call to rescue everyone who was on board of this plane, which just took up a couple of minutes before it landed here in the Hudson River. So this is Port Imperial Ferry landing, the terminal and the slips. And Port Imperial is part of the borough of Weehawken here in New Jersey. And I nearly came all the way down from over there, from the George Washington Bridge. So we now deboarded the ferry, which will instantly leave back to Port Imperial. There it goes. We are now in Midtown Manhattan, West 39th Street. The ferry is used for commuting and also for a lot of tourists here. But you will always find a nice spot to see those scenic environment, all this stuff with the skyline and everything, and also really nice and impressive cruise ships, because they're just docked over there right behind the Intrepid. So let's head through the terminal here and I'll show you the buses. Now as we are outside the terminal on the land side, we just approached the buses. This one's going to 34th Street, within Greenwich Village and Chelsea, or over there it goes to 44th or 57th Street. But yeah, we're not going to use them. I think I'll show you how to use public transportation in New York City. They are operated by MTA, Metropolitan Transportation Authority, and yeah, let's head to a subway station. So we're now heading for the subway station at the intersection of 34th Street and 11th Avenue. This is 12th Avenue here, and it'll take a couple of minutes to walk there, but it's kind of easy. Just get out of the terminal to your left, first pedestrian crossing to the right, just one block up, and then you just turn right, walk a little bit, and you're right there. And there's another thing I can tell you. There's a really nice thing to view. I think it's still closed up, but it's called the Vessel, and it's some sort of an art object which you could once climb, but due to some problems, let me call it problems, they closed it up or fenced it up, and you're not able to go up there anymore and have a fantastic view over to Jersey City. But at least this building is impressive. So now we are on 11th Avenue. Today it's Sunday, so the traffic is it's low, really. I can remember times when this intersection was completely blocked by cars, trucks, buses and everything. So do yourself a favor, take public transportation and try to stick to the subway in New York City. If you need to go by bus somewhere, that's totally fine. Take an M line or one of the select buses. But don't take an Uber to get to New Jersey or from New Jersey to New York. That's insanely pricey. You definitely will regret it. If you ever have a problem in New York City, even if you're not knowing how to get somewhere, there are always police officers around from the New York Police Department or even from the New York Police Department traffic, like this guy over there. They are the kindest people I've ever met. They are always helpful. Don't worry, don't be shy, just ask. What could happen? They won't put you in jail or so. Yeah, just kidding. They are the kindest people I've ever seen. There's an MTA bus approaching, and this is one of the select lines. It's an M22. Yeah, they get stuck in traffic, but they cost the same fare like the subway does. It's not dependent on where you're going or from where you're going. It's always $2.90. That's really dang cheap, but just don't go for 2 or 3 stops. This does not make sense, but this does not make sense with the subway either. So just take public transportation. Make use of it. It's there, it's not free, but it's kind of cheap and reliable and safe. And while walking the 11th Avenue, we'll stumble upon this nice little building. No, it's not little, it's really huge. It's the Javits Center. They hold expos here, fairs, conferences, whatever you can imagine, and normally it's always crowded. So here next to 11th Avenue, you have a train yard. I know there's a fence in front of me, but it stores and services the trains which are used for the Long Island Railroad. It's also operated by MTA, like the subways, the buses and so on. And this is kind of massive. It's just right in the heart of the city of Manhattan, and it's huge, really huge. It's unbelievable. And here you can see different models of railroads in use by the MTA, from brand new ones with this black, blue, grey and yellow stripes on it, and older ones. But they all look very similar. And right behind this train yard, to your left, there's the vessel. This structure was meant as something like an outlook tower. You could walk up there and had a fantastic view of the Hudson River and Jersey City and Weehawken and all the cities over there. But due to some incidents, it has been closed. Okay, I have to correct myself. It was closed. There are people upstairs and just enjoying the view, but I'm not going there because it's no, I don't want to do this with my knees. I'm getting old. And a little fun fact about trains in the United States. They use the same gauge like we use in Europe, or in most parts of Europe. It's 1,435 millimeters, and that's the reason why the German Railroad Authority, Deutsche Bahn, was able to present a complete train set of the ICE 1, the first one we had, here in the United States. And they also made station in New York City, they made station in Washington DC. There's a really nice documentary which you can find on YouTube. Yeah, and that's also a thing you will see a lot in New York City. Construction sites. They are building like crazy. This is the so-called Highline. It once was a railway line to carry goods through New York City, directly through New York. It has been converted to a risen path to walk on, to go on a hike. It's pretty long, but it's really also pretty nice. This one will be covered in one of my next videos. And if you ever get hungry in New York City, just head over to one of those mobile food stands. They're pretty dang good, but the only thing you should take care of is their sanitary protection grade. A is the best, B is also kind of good, but take a look, they have to have it on the front of their cart. In New York City there are several parks, a lot of parks, where you can just sit and rest. Those are public spaces. You're allowed to sit there, you're allowed to eat there, drink there, and make a rest and relax. And if it's warmer, it's kind of nice. And it's always, or at least mostly clean here in those parks. So we're now here at 34th Street and Hudson Yard subway station. And for riding a subway or a bus, as I said, the best thing is to go with an OMNY card. And I'll show you how to buy one and what to load onto it. Don't buy an OMNY card or a Metro card from someone else you don't know. It's always a scam. Just stick to the vending machines or MTA officials, but not to someone else you don't know. To use your OMNY card, you just have to tap it directly on the screen in front of the gates, the turnstiles. You just tap it there and you're good to go. Well, let's see if those vending machines sell OMNY cards. These old ones are for Metro cards. I think, yeah, just sells Metro cards. Well, maybe on 42nd Street and Timesquare there's a vending machine for OMNY cards. But let's hop onto the subway and get ourselves a ride. So we're now inside the subway station, and the platforms here are marked with the real direction, but most of the stations mark them with uptown or downtown, because the 7 is a line which crosses the city from west to east. It's marked, and we're going to 42nd Street and Times Square. So let's see which train is going and from what platform. Okay, there's already a train standing down there. So let's hop onto it. Welcome to the iconic Times Square, at least almost. I'm currently at 7th Avenue and 42nd Street West, and the Times Square's over there, but this will be covered also in a separate video, because I don't have much time today, and there's so many tourists in town. It's unbelievable. It's not that crowded like it was in the summer, but for me it's too much. So now I'm on 8th Avenue, approaching the Port Authority bus terminal, where you can go nearly everywhere in the United States from. Even Greyhound buses leave here. And it's located on 8th Avenue between West 42nd and West 39th Street. And it should be replaced someday. They're thinking about tearing it down and then rebuilding it in a better way. But yeah, it consists out of 2 parts: the north wing and a south wing. At least my bus is going from south wing. They have platforms like in a train station, and just have a look on the signage. It tells you when your bus is going from where to where. So welcome to the Port Authority bus terminal. And I said I'm gonna show you how to purchase an OMNY card. So we are heading downstairs to the subway level, and try to at least show you how to purchase one. This is an OMNY terminal, and you say you want to buy a new card, and if you're staying for a week, you add $34 for some, and you just choose how to pay for it. So it's $35 in total, and I think that's pretty much the easiest way. This is an entrance to one of the gates where the buses depart. My one's starting at gate 202. You just head up there. So gate 202 upstairs. I'm currently on the 2nd floor, now going to the 3rd floor. Heading up the escalator. You will be greeted by this wonderful waiting area with the gate itself. And usually there's no other route which departs from the same gate. Again, you go all the way through to the front and just queue in line there. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe and ring the bell to keep up to date with all my new videos. Thank you.